Hi everyone, welcome again to another video clip. And you can see that I'm just outside one of my favorite coffee shops, which is called Tim Horton. And that's a coffee and bake shop, which is a Canadian brand, and there's many of them here. Well, at least there's 2 or 3 in my town, so I'm guessing they're all over the UK. And you can see here the traffic moving as well, and I think the reason why it's moving so quickly is because it's still early in the morning, and I'm next to a shopping mall as well, which you can see there. So there's many cars going in there. As you probably know, this week we've been talking about women's rights in our weekly lesson, and we've uncovered that things change very fast. 100 years ago, women were fighting so much just to get the right to vote, and 100 years later, women are still fighting for certain rights, but everything's changed, and nobody seems to care anymore. We're all kind of apathetic. We don't really think about things. We have a lot of apathy in our minds. People are busy doing other things, and everything is kind of like, well, somebody else's problem. And I think part of the reason is because everyone's under a bit of stress. And today's affirmation is, I can learn English without stress. I don't feel stress when learning. Now, many of us do feel a bit of stress, and it's well worth looking into why that's the case. Certainly if you're a driver, you might identify with stress, because there's things known as road rage, and that's when drivers get so angry that they feel a sense of rage and they try to harm other people. In this country, of course, women can drive, and all across Western Europe as well, women have the right to drive, but there are still some places in the world where women don't have those kinds of rights. But I don't think that's a bad thing. In fact, I was talking to someone the other day, and she told me that in her country it's unusual for women to drive, but they can. And she said, well, I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with men just taking me places, because it's stressful driving. So you see, not everyone wants to drive. Not everyone wants to. If you are feeling stressed when you're learning English, you should reflect on that. Learning English should be joyful. And as I always say, your joy level is a really good guide as to how successful you are and how you're doing generally in learning. So that's something for you to keep in mind. Every so often, if you're feeling a bit stressed, just ask yourself, why? Why am I not happy? What is it? Is it an external factor? Or is it something else that's happening in my life? Or am I just not enjoying this? And it's really good to look into that. So next to me here is this Canadian bake shop. Absolutely delicious. I'm going to go in there in a second and have a delicious breakfast. A really nice place. It's called Tim Hortons. It's Canadian, and I really recommend it if you come across one. Towering over the skyline here, you can see some old buildings. There's a church steeple there, or a church tower. I think the church tower is more accurate. And the same, slightly to the left, there's another one there you can see that's popping up, which is a real testament to the past. And people had very firm ideas in what they believed, which shaped them. And that's very different from today. Today we have lifestyle choices. I want to learn English. I had a woman last week, she told me, I want to learn English. I said, really, why? She said, well, I just have some free time in my hands and I want to learn, so you teach me. I said, yeah, okay, so what have you done so far? Learned verbs, bought a vocabulary book, watched movies? She said, no, nothing. I just want you to teach me. I said, okay, well, let's start with a simple conversation. And she couldn't say anything. And I said, you do know that you need to be doing stuff outside of the lesson, yeah? And she said, oh, well, yeah, I don't have time for that. You teach me. I said, well, I can give you information, but you're not going to remember it unless you actually apply it. And she just said the same thing. No, you teach me. I don't have time. I know time, she said. You know? And I was trying to uncover what the problem was. Very interesting. Yeah, it was very interesting. So, yeah, there we are. So, yeah, so motivation. If your joy level isn't there, ask yourself why, and also just double check your reasons for learning. I think that might uncover something. That's it from me. Let's talk soon. See you. Bye.